Top of the morning to you, children of God of all ages. Today I want to talk to you about something that you may not really want to hear about, but you have to, and that's divorce. It's a topic that the modern church has really been shying away from most these days, and I get it. I don't blame anybody. It's a really dicey subject, right? I mean, modern Christians are just out here divorcing all willy nilly, and it would be really unfair of me to say that some of us don't really have like legit reasons. And I get it. Without Jesus Christ, human beings are just generally scum. Facts. I mean, some of us are out here using our wives to practice for a boxing match that will never take place. While the other half of us are treating our husbands like if we are subscribed to Karashika Prime Plus. But there are just some things that the Bible doesn't mince words with, and divorce is one of those things. So today I'm going to be using a scripture that I don't think has really been used in this context to explain this Bible principle. And I think it's one that really just illustrates it very well. This scripture can be found in the book of Judges chapter 11 verses 30 to 35. And that's the story of Jephthah and his daughter. Now, Jephthah was a soldier and commander in his army, and he made a vow to God. He told God that if he were to win this battle he was going to go out on, the first thing that comes out of his house, he's going to sacrifice it to the Lord. And now, if anyone understands the nature of ancient Hebrew houses, you would see that they built their houses on top, and then they had their animals, their sheep, their cattle, everything. So obviously, the first thing he expected to come out from his house was going to be his animals. Animals, it could be a fatted calf, he didn't care. But he just never expected what was going to happen. And what happened? His daughter was the first person that came to greet him after he won this battle. And he was so sad. Now, we all know God's stance on human sacrifice, right? He strictly forbids it. But in this case, some scholars actually believe that he had to go through with it. It's actually recorded in the scripture. And now you'd say, how did that happen? Now, it's because this man understood the pain. He understood the weight, the gravity of making a vow to God. What I want us to take a look at is this particular verse here, where it says, I have given my word to God and I can't go back on it. Now, Jephthah had a clear expectation of what he was going to sacrifice and what he was going to give up when he made that vow. But that didn't happen. It's just the same way that some of us have an expectation when we're going into marriage, what we will have to sacrifice and what to give up. And it may not always turn out that way. But what's important, you cannot turn back on the vow and make the promise you made to God. Now see, nobody forced you to drag a prophet or a priest to go and officiate your wedding. You could have just done your thing in your house. You could have just gone to Vegas and just eloped by yourself or anything. But you decided to bring God into this matter. You could have just done your traditional marriage and poured the libations to your forefathers and your ancestors. Then they knew how to sort themselves out. There's an out there. You could have done your thing in the courts. Then you wait your 2 years and then you separate. All of those people have an out. God does not really have an out for this thing. You did this to yourself. You forced God to attend your wedding.